What's up, guys? Devon Larratt, professional arm wrestler. About 6 weeks ago, I had the Follistatin shot by Dr. Adil Khan. I just successfully defended my super heavyweight world title. I'm 48 years old.
Hey folks, and welcome back to Inside Arm Wrestling, the home for all news on arm wrestling, fitness, strength, and competitions. Folks, no stranger to the news, Devon Larratt is back on the social media platforms. This time, folks, I really want to take a good look at a very recent post that Devon made in which he credits Follistatin as really the value, which what made a difference between him competing in the past versus him competing now, specifically his ability to gain the strength and the endurance and the value that was taken into the most recent East versus West, and why he believes maybe that his success was unprecedented against Denis Saplinkoff. And it really brings up a question, folks. And the question becomes, are these peptides, these SARMs, these testosterones, these biohacks, are there a value to the average arm wrestler? Is there a value to the average person? You know, what are these peptides? What are these SARMs? What are these bioengineered remedies that many of the top athletes are coming forward with and talking about? So I want to jump in on that today, folks. It's kind of it's a battle for me, and I'll be honest with you, as a father, as a parent, someone who tries to give a life lesson value to my children, to children all around, to upcoming athletes, try to give them responsible information and how to really relegate a lot of the information that you hear off of the internet through athletes and just through searches. I battle with this sometimes, and I battle because I think that there are values to peptides and SARMs and testosterone and replacement and hormone therapy, but I'm not so sure that the average person has a benefit to gain. And I want to kind of dive into this Follistatin for a second and let you guys be the judge. And certainly, I am no doctor. I have an experience in the world of science as a chemical engineer through college, but by far I'm not an active chemical engineer. I understand compounds and I understand how different compounds in the body act and react with individuals. I have I think a little bit of a working knowledge of those values, especially in sports, being a college athlete who ultimately was hurt and was taken out of a longer term athletic role, and being a gym owner for multiple decades and owning 18 gyms and dealing with bodybuilders of all levels and athletes of all levels. So I have a unique perspective on it, but I really want to kind of dive into Follistatin as a whole. And I always say this, folks. If you are looking to take any kind of peptide, SARM, hormone replacement therapy, the very first thing you need to do, in my opinion, is go see a doctor. You should not take the advice of any athlete, be it Devon Larratt, be it LeBron James, be it Tom Brady, be it any Brian Shaw, any athlete on any sort of platform that may be, considered one of the greatest of all times. You really should not take advice from them at face value. What they're doing is they are accentuating their abilities to gain that last competitive edge, where most everyone who, at least in the world of arm wrestling, that competes finds themselves doing is going back to work on a Monday versus being able to train and really being able to be a lifestyle arm wrestler, where maybe some of these very small chemical advantages or hormonal advantages could have a longer term effect upon your overall performance and overall lifestyle. So go see a doctor, because the very first thing you want to do, you want to get your blood markers checked. You want to make sure that you're not prone to cancer, or you have some sort of preliminary stages of cancer, or your blood is suggesting that you may have some cancerous type activity. You want to check your A1C. You want to check where your blood pressure is. You need you need to come up with a blood panel, folks. If you're not doing that, you're really putting yourself at risk. And we'll kind of dive into why that is here shortly. But let's kind of talk about follistatin. And follistatin, if you Google it on the web, there are probably dozens, if not hundreds of pages talking about follistatin, the benefits of follistatin, who uses it, where to buy it. As a peptide, follistatin 344 has really become a precursor to a lot of bodybuilders and fitness competitors. As a peptide, it's available on the open market. If you do some research, you'll find that follistatin is a prohibited or illegal substance in the U.S. It is not legal to use it, possess it, sell it in any other manner other than with a prescription. It is also a banned substance on the WADA list, the World Anti-Doping Agency's list for athletes. So right off the bat, we have to assume, and I can only assume, I've never taken follistatin, so I really don't know the benefits of it on a personal level, but we have to assume that follistatin is going to give you an advantage in terms of either muscular strength, muscular recovery, muscular endurance, or all of them. And if we look up follistatin, it comes up as a human glycoprotein. It's an active binding protein. It enables you to suppress myostatin in your body. And myostatin is basically a gene inhibitor that actually inhibits the ability for you to increase body mass, muscle mass. Ultimately, it actually leads to atrophy in the body. And it's an aging gene. And myostatin in itself, for an athlete, is the precursor to retirement. And what follistatin does is basically it counteracts myostatin. And by doing so, it allows the body to synthesize proteins faster. It enables that faster synthesis to grow more muscle mass. It enables the body to maintain that muscle mass and strength. And therefore, it gives an unnatural advantage to an athlete that's taking it. Plain and simple, it's an advantage that you would not find naturally in the human body. You would not find naturally through eating a balanced diet. You would not find naturally by taking your vitamins every day, or making sure you stay out of the sun, or making sure that you take in enough vegetables and fruits. You are only going to gain that benefit, that follistatin value, by taking follistatin. And although it does come naturally in some forms in nature, generally speaking, it doesn't come in any forms naturally enough in terms of value, in terms of quantity, to make a difference. And one of the things that I really want to kind of emphasize, and maybe it's more of my parental side and more of my responsible to my audience side, is that there are some damaging reports on the taking of follistatin. And one of those is that if you are preconceived, or you are currently without your knowledge, in a early stage 1 cancerous state, specifically if you are prone to prostate cancer. You are prone to any kind of melanomas. There are some real studies out there, not maybe human trials, but certainly animal trials that would suggest that taking follistatin would not be a benefit to you. So you really need to understand the benefit and the risk when you're dealing with a lot of these drugs, and there are drugs, folks. And I'm not here to condone or to criminalize anything that somebody does. I think that in life we're all trying to find that fountain of youth. Certainly, follistatin as a biohack is one of those many out there that one might prescribe to in order to find a better quality of life, a longer attainable career in a sport. It's certainly a better feeling overall. There are a lot of anecdotal studies on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and other kinds of ailments that perhaps there's some benefits to with follistatin. But what we really want you to do, folks, and what I'm really trying to make sure that we all do as just responsible to your own health, because there's always someone out there who is concerned about you, whether it's your kids, whether it's your parents, whether it's your brothers or sisters, whether it's your friends, colleagues, is to make sure you're doing things that are responsible. And although many athletes are contracted to promote drugs, if you will, or products, if you will, like follistatin, with the hopes that it's a win for the doctors or the labs that are creating them, I think there is a bit of responsibility that has to come with those statements. I'd love to see it from more athletes, but I do understand that it's a business, and at the end of the day, dollars make sense, and when somebody's paying you to promote their item or their value or their product on a level that's perhaps career changing or career defining or career elongating, a lot of times we look to make that statement without really understanding what that long-term effect might be on the average person or someone who has an underlying condition that they had no knowledge of prior, but see the message and turn out to use it and find themselves in a worse place. So follistatin, big on the market these days. Certainly it's now being talked about by Devon. He is swearing by it, at least by his post, that it made a huge difference. He took it said, I think 6 weeks prior. But it's extremely important, folks. I think the message needs to also be echoed that before you decide to add any kind of unnatural values to your body, for whatever reason, for fame, fortune, for value and quality, go to your doctor. And don't have your doctor talk you into it. Don't have your doctor talk you out of it. But go to your doctor, take your blood work, get your blood markers, get a blood panel, see where and how you're doing internally. And then once you find that you are safe to take it, go through the side effects, understand fully exactly what this value can do for you, how it can change your life to the positive as well as the negative, and make a good decision based upon the values and the factors around you. Because in the end, folks, whether it's the Devon Larratts, the LeBron James, the Tom Brady's of the world, the pinnacles of a sport that's telling you how their success has been maintained, none of them are coming home to pay your bills at the end of the day, raise your kids, or support your family. So always look to do what's responsible in your own life and make sure that you educate yourself with really quality people of science, people who have degrees, people who are doing this for a living, and make sure that it's right for you. As always, folks, we appreciate you tuning into Inside Arm Wrestling. Make sure you train safe out there, you eat healthy, and you have an amazing week. This is Greg Sharp signing off. And remember, folks, if you're actively looking for those advantages in the sports arena, make sure you're doing it with the level of education, responsibility. We want to see you guys on the tables out there, competing and supporting and enjoying the events. And the best way to do that is to be educated. Have an awesome week, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future. Folks, if you like these stories and you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Also hit the notification bell underneath the video so that way you're notified every time a new video comes out. And if you're on social media, specifically Instagram, go to the World Series of Arm Wrestling Instagram page. Please follow it. We'll try to follow you back, but it'll keep you up to date with all of the news and events in the world of arm wrestling.